Andy's Rebuilds here, and today we are going to finish the La Prima. Finally got the wing in colour, so I'm going to whip the bumper off, get the wheel arch liner out, take the old wing off, put the new wing on, and then put it all back together again, and then hopefully that's the car finished. So I'm going to do it all on time lapse because you've probably seen me do this on so many different cars so many times. If you need to see the detailed steps, just go look up one of the other videos. But in the meantime, let's crack on.
So basically we start off by just getting that wheel off because we need to take it off to get access to get the wheel arch liner out. Get the bumper off, etc. So you can see I've just taken the screws out that join the wheel arch liner to the bumper. Once I've got those done, got the rest of the bolts out from the wheel arch liner, I'm just going to pull the wheel arch liner straight out, and it's really straightforward to get it out. And then there's 4 bolts along the bottom. You can just see that I was undoing those, and 6 along the top. Straightforward T27, and then unclip the bumper, pull it off, disconnect the DRLs and the wiring loop for the parking sensors. Now I strictly didn't need to do this job, but what I'm just doing here is the lower crash bar bolts that I had in the car. I wasn't overly happy with them. It looked like they'd been in and out a few times. I wasn't quite sure what was going on, so I'd ordered some new ones up, and I thought, well, while I've got the bumper off, I'll just swap those as well. And so it's got new crash bar bolts in. The old ones weren't bent or anything, they just something about them, I just didn't think they looked right. So I don't know if they were the wrong bolts that had been used when the assessors looked at the car, but I wasn't going to take any chances with it. I never do with anything on these cars. If I've got any doubts, I'll always replace the parts. So having done that, now I was just moving on to undoing the bolts for the wing. I think in total it was about 8 10mm bolts that hold it on. And there it goes. So this is the replacement one, literally just lining it up, making sure everything's right before I put it on. I bought this one in colour. It had a couple of little scratches on which I need to polish out, but it's fine, and a really good match. So just doing all those bolts back up that I undid earlier, and refitting the wing bracket at the front there. Once that's all done, I'd lined everything up and I was happy with the lines with the door shut, tightening everything up, and then it's time to move on to get the bumper on. So really it's just doing everything in reverse. So having put the wing on, the wheel arch liner going in, it's easier to put it in without the bumper being there. It's just got more movement in the front just to be able to wiggle it in so that it all goes in where it should do. But that was it, and then the bumper goes on. Just clips into place. What I hadn't noticed, and you'll see me kind of looking a bit confused on this left hand side because it was fitting fine before I changed the wing, but then it just didn't seem to be fitting at the top, and I couldn't work out what it was. And then sudden light bulb moment, I took it out and realised that one of the tabs on the bumper that slots into the bracket on the bottom of the wing was actually folded over, so it was just like stopping it. It wasn't actually going where it was supposed to. It just folded over and blocking the bumper from actually going firmly where it should be. So as soon as I realised that, I just bent that tab back where it should be, and the bumper went straight on. So I'm inside here with a light now, just attaching the screws in that connect the wheel arch liner with the front bumper, holds everything nicely in place. And this was, it's a really simple job. This isn't difficult to do. These things are just like big Lego kits, really. There's only a few bolts and screws, and as long as you take your time, take them off, and remember where they came from, putting it all back together once you've changed the offending part is really straightforward, and I'd encourage anyone to try and do it. It's really not worth paying garage prices for some of this stuff. So that's the car all back together. What you'll see me doing now is something that I hadn't put back on the car from when I had it delivered to me, was the under tray. So the under tray was in the boot of the car. So I'm just underneath here, lining it all up, making sure that I've got the right nuts and bolts that were in the little pot that was in the car when it came to me. Just making sure that I'd got everything I needed to put the under tray back on. Lining it all up and just getting it all back in place. So with that attached, that's the entire car exactly as it was when it came out of the factory. Just going around all the bolts with the torque wrench, make sure that the wheel isn't going to fall off. I do make sure that I torque everything up to the right specs. If they're available online, I would always use them. Just checking that I'd got all the connections to the bumper back correctly, so the indicators are working and the lights and everything. And now just finishing off the last little triangular piece at the top of the wing there. You have to take that off in order to get to the two bolts that are up there. There's 3 plastic clips. Your chances of getting all 3 of them off without one of them breaking, or at least one of them breaking, is pretty slim.
Okay, so it is Sunday afternoon and quite a few jobs done. The Prima is finished. So let's flip the camera around and have a look, see what you think. It was all done on the time lapse, which you'll see earlier in the video. That was from yesterday. But as you can see, the front wing has now been replaced and the chrome strip put on, and it's come out pretty well really. So the car's practically finished. There was nothing to do on the inside, it was just the front end. It's in really good condition. Lovely looking car, and the Prima spec, I don't think until you really have both side by side you really get to see quite how much of a higher spec the Prima is. But as you can see, all done, all finished, and the one little bit I've got left to do on it is I've got to do some adjustment on the bonnet. The bonnet's just a bit too far forward on that side. That side's not too bad, but I think it might just need a new hinge. I might be able to get it adjusted and so I get that sorted. But you can see the gap to the wing is pretty good there. and basically about the same gap as there. So all in all, I think that has come out really well. Shame that Copart or the insurance company made this a category S. As you can see, you know, from looking at the other videos as well, there's absolutely no way this was a category S car. Category N at best, and even then I'm surprised they even wrote it off. There's no way a car of this value with 7,000 miles on the clock should be being written off for basically no more than replacing a bonnet and a bumper and a wing, and that's all it was. So in total this car has cost me about £850 in parts to repair. You go figure, and we wonder why our insurance prices are so high. Anyway, I hope you all had a good weekend. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, follow, subscribe. Andy's_rebuilds on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and see you next time.